Hello, and welcome to SCLS's Safety Snapshot series. Today we will be discussing following distance. Maintaining a safe following distance while driving is a simple but necessary precaution which can help prevent major accidents and potentially save lives. Throughout this video we will discuss proper following distances, methods of determining appropriate following distances, and circumstances when a driver may want to modify his or her following distance. The FMCSA reports that collision with another vehicle accounts for 76% of all large truck accidents. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports that following too closely or failing to maintain proper following distance is the second most reported crash-causing violation. Furthermore, many other conditions which independently might not have caused an accident, when coupled with the driver following too close, can have devastating results. When following too close, you have less time to react to changing road conditions, and as a result, otherwise avoidable accidents can become deadly. For example, if the driver in front of you is distracted and suddenly slams on his or her brakes, a commercial motor vehicle following too close might not have enough time to react and decelerate in order to avoid a potentially deadly accident. This is true for many other things, such as faulty brakes, excessive speed, and lane changes. This is why it is absolutely necessary for commercial motor vehicle drivers to practice defensive driving and maintain a safe following distance, because you never know when an unexpected event might occur. But why is maintaining a safe following distance important? One critical reason is stopping distance. Larger and heavier vehicles, including commercial motor vehicles, need a longer distance to slow down from their current speed to a stop. For instance, your average commercial motor vehicle traveling at 55 miles per hour will need 196 feet from the time you first put pressure on the brake until the moment you come to a complete stop. So what can you do to help make sure that you have enough space to react to the ever-changing conditions on the roads? Your best option is to maintain a safe following distance from the vehicle in front of you. Many factors need to be accounted for when determining your following distance. Your body goes through a series of steps which include seeing the hazard, processing the hazard, reacting to the hazard, and finally coming to a complete stop. When all these steps are accounted for, it can take upwards of 300 feet to stop your vehicle. For reference, that's the length of a football field. The FMCSA recommends that the typical commercial motor vehicle utilizes the 4-second rule. Later we will discuss conditions in which the driver may want to extend their following distance, but for typical driving conditions, at least 4 seconds of following time is recommended. It is fairly easy to get an accurate measure of your distance utilizing what is readily available to you as a commercial motor vehicle driver. First, you should find a fixed, distinguishable point ahead of you, such as a mile marker or an underpass. When the vehicle in front of you passes this object, you begin counting how long it takes until you pass the object as well. When you pass the object, stop counting, and you now have a good estimate for your following distance. If your count is less than 4 seconds, you should slow down and put extra distance between the vehicle in front of you and you. Remember, the 4-second rule is a minimum distance, and having extra following distance can be very beneficial. Perhaps your commercial motor vehicle isn't the typical commercial motor vehicle, and you are unsure if the 4-second rule is right for you. There are other ways to determine a safe following distance for your vehicle. The FMCSA recommends that you leave at least 1 second between you and the vehicle in front of you for every 10 feet of vehicle length if you are traveling under 40 miles per hour. So a 50-foot vehicle traveling at 37 miles per hour should leave at least a 5-second gap. If your vehicle is traveling over 40 miles per hour, you should leave an additional second of space. So a 45-foot vehicle traveling at 55 miles per hour should leave at least 6 seconds between their vehicle and the vehicle in front of them. These estimates are based on a driver operating under average conditions, but there are circumstances that many drivers face that might warrant a longer following distance. Inclement weather or slippery conditions are a time when not only should the driver slow down, but should also increase his or her following distance. Bad road conditions due to weather already increase the risk of accidents, so do your part to prevent them by slowing down and increasing space. Other times, when there is lower visibility, such as foggy weather or driving at night, you might want to increase your following distance. Remember how we mentioned earlier the time it takes your body to see, process, and react to potential hazards? Well, this time is increased under low visibility conditions. Other conditions include driving over the crest of hills or around curves where the driver might not be able to see what is ahead. While there are many other instances, one final one to mention is driving downhill. Commercial motor vehicles carry a lot of weight, which means they easily pick up speed when going downhill. As a commercial motor vehicle driver, it is highly beneficial that you increase space between you and the driver in front of you in case of a runaway vehicle. There are instances when 4 or more seconds of follow time may seem unreasonable, but the safety of you and other drivers should always be your first priority. Things such as construction, rush hour, or other accidents may slow down traffic to a halt. It is during these times the drivers need to remain extra vigilant because they might not be able to maintain these following distances. Like many other precautions, a good following distance cannot replace an attentive driver, nor does following safe driving procedures guarantee that accidents won't happen. However, practicing good driving habits dramatically reduces your risk of accidents, which could have devastating consequences. So remember, to determine your following distance, add 1 second for every 10 feet of vehicle, and 1 additional second if you are driving over 40 miles per hour. Don't forget to take things such as weather, visibility, and terrain into account while driving because you may need additional spacing. Thank you for listening.